I'd like to introduce you to our brand new Spektrum DX3R. So it's a 3-channel high-end car radio, and actually has some very sophisticated features that we'd like to show you. Obviously the screen is located here, and unique aspect is all the programming is done via this rolling selector. So by pressing the rolling selector, you are able to access various screens and menus, and then by rolling it, you simply highlight the feature that you choose, then you press it to enter that menu, and by rolling and pressing, you're able to navigate completely through the system. Our customers have been telling us that this is one of the easiest radios to program, even though it has some of the most sophisticated programming available. So when we talk about sophisticated programming, we'll show you here in a few minutes the specific screens, but we have things like exponential curves that are graphically depicted on the screen. Also, the exponential curves are independently adjustable right and left, as is travel adjust. This is the main screen, and on the main screen it features several important items, which include battery voltage, username, the model name. It also includes all the trim setting positions, and the timer is displayed on the main screen. Okay, the travel adjust and exponential screens are graphically depicted, and they are independently adjustable right and left, or for throttle and for brake positions. A servo monitor screen that gives digital outputs is extremely handy when doing various programming. It allows you to be sure you have the correct amount of right versus left, and it allows you to very accurately set your model up. And if you use any mixing, it allows you to see how the mixing interrelates regarding one channel versus another. The system screen allows you to select individual trimmers and program them to anything you choose. A contrast function is also available in the screen, as well as you're able to select your username, and also there's a parameters which allows you to calibrate the transmitter so that your steering pot and throttle pots are always perfectly calibrated with the transmitter. We have 6 trimmers located around the transmitter, here, and here. And you can program those to be anything that you choose. Those would include timer functions. You can also program them to be trims. You can brake trim, panic brake trim, static brake trim. You can program them to be also, we call it a panic steering. So for example, oval racers, they use very, very little steering so that they can manipulate, the shallow curves in the track. But then if they crash and they're up against the wall, they need immediate steering. So you can program one of these buttons, and it's your choice. So when you push the button, you actually get full steering, and then when you release it, you go back to, so that's an emergency steering function. So the radio, you'll notice it's also very compact, and the radio actually utilizes a 4-cell. In this case, it comes dry cells, so it uses 4 batteries, which makes it significantly lighter. In fact, gas car racers are saying they really love this for long mains. Another feature that I personally like, I happen to be left-handed. The system comes with a back plate and a foreplate, and you simply unscrew 3 screws, take the back out, unscrew a plate here and a plate here, and you can actually flop this around such that it's left-handed. Obviously for your left-handed customers that's important. It's about 11% of our customers we're finding are left-handed. So, and unfortunately I'm left-handed, so, or in this case fortunately, because it allows me to use the radio. So another thing I'd like to tell you about is this is the fastest radio available. The latency is a big issue, and it's one of the things that a lot of our competitors are talking about. In fact, our competitors call themselves fast. Quite frankly, this is a much faster system than any of our competitors. This was designed from the ground up to be the fastest, most responsive, lowest latency radio available. And actually, there's a screen that's available in here that allows you to program the frame rate. There's a 5.5 millisecond frame rate, an 11 millisecond frame rate, and also a 22 millisecond frame rate. And the reason that we have those different frame rates, obviously you need to use the fastest possible frame rate you can, but if you have an old analog servo, the faster frame rates just aren't compatible. The system comes with an SR3100 receiver, and this is called a DSM-2. By the way, it comes with an antenna that actually has a coax, and the antenna portion is this last 30 millimeters at the tip. So this is a DSM-2 receiver, and this transmitter, by the way, is compatible with all Spektrum surface receivers. So any Spektrum 3-channel surface receiver that you have on your shelf now will work with this system. So people often ask, is this receiver telemetry compatible? Unfortunately, this one is not telemetry compatible. Actually, telemetry hasn't been that popular, but if you have a customer that's interested in telemetry, the SR3000 receiver is compatible with this, and when you use that, then the telemetry is indeed compatible. So the transmitter operates for about 11 to 12 hours with a 4-cell battery pack. You can put nickel metal hydrides or rechargeable batteries if you choose, and there's a charge jack that comes on the end. The system comes with the transmitter, the receiver, and no servos. So it's designed to compete against the highest end radio in the category, and we have some of the top level racers around the country using it, and of course they're all telling us they can't believe how fast and responsive the radio is. They love the feel, the looks. It's kind of unique, and it also sits in this position, so it's kind of cool in that respect, and it'll sit in this position. So very cool radio, lightweight, and been very successful with it.